here had a quick question, right? He said, why can't we all come together? That's what you said, right?
Absolutely.
And you said all people come together, right? Now, that is a slave mentality to say that. For why can't we all come together? Because that, when I'm saying what I'm saying, don't take it disrespectfully. I'm just using it as an example. No sweat. When I say that's a slave mentality, because we've been enslaved in America for 400 years. Civil rights has been pushed on black people since the 50s. So since the 50s, and the civil rights ain't even been black people gathering themselves together. Now we so-called got free in the late 1800s. So from the late 1800s up until now, black people have been trying to fit in America. And in that desire to fit in America, when you look at America's reputation to black people, you got lynchings, you got killings, you got dogs being sicked on us, we've been hosed upon, we've been hung. They just hung a brother in Mississippi this past Wednesday. The cops just shot a brother in Washington for nothing. They just shot a homeless man in San Francisco. They just killed Mike Brown. Just killed Eric Gardner. Just shot a Kai Gurley for walking in his goddamn house. Walking in the projects that he lived in. And you telling me we got to come together and be equal. That is insanity, huh? Really? That is slavery. Give me Jeremiah 2:14 in the Bible. That is the problem. Black people suffer from Stockholm syndrome.
What you saying?
Stockholm.
You saying to do the same thing. You saying to retaliate against the.
You didn't hear me say watch the court out. You didn't hear me say retaliate at all. Because I've seen black men come together to retaliate. I've seen once again, and I'll address that in a second. You're absolutely correct, and you know why? Because we're trying to fit into an American society. Now let me teach you. Let me teach you. Let me teach you. I'm gonna teach you. Before civil rights, before Martin Luther King joined us to this bastard, when you walked through, he did not help.
He did not help.
No, Martin Luther King's own quote was that he felt he was leading black people into a burning house. You know why? He started seeing the ramifications of what joining us to the suppressor would do. Now, let me educate you. In the early 1900s, before civil rights, you had Black Wall Street. A city, thank you. This is before, okay, so this is before civil rights. Now, and that was black people sticking together. Now, we wasn't killing each other then. We wasn't killing each other. We wasn't selling drugs to each other. We wasn't aborting our babies. We wasn't doing none of that. Now, once they destroyed Black Wall Street, you know how they built themselves back up? They let the white man in. They let the white man in. When they killed Martin Luther King, the white man brought drugs in here, and niggas decided to join the white man and be against their own brother. Now, let me finish. So before civil rights, there wasn't 7,000 black men killing each other. There wasn't brothers dealing drugs to each other. There wasn't black women aborting their babies. Now here comes civil rights. So here comes civil rights with your Martin Luther Kings, your Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson in '77 was against abortion. Now, when he wanted to join the white man to become president, he was for abortion.
You taking what you doing is well, let me finish.
Yeah, no sweat. Go ahead.
You taking accountability away from the individual.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
If I'm killing you,
no, I'm not.
It's not
what I'm doing, let me tell you what I'm doing.
It's not the white man, it's not anybody else.
Right. Now that's what you're doing because you want to be an individual.
No,
but when we're looked at as black people, we're looked at as a nation of people. We us. Read.
But Esau
is the so-called white man. And this is how he feels about the white man. Read.
But Esau have I hated.
Have I what?
Have I hated.
Have I what?
Have I hated.
Stop telling me God is all goddamn love. If God is all love, how come we the only ones in slavery? How come we the only one? If equality is the way and everybody is equal, how come you got one race nation on the top and one nation on the bottom? If we all supposed to be equal, if we're equal, I should have the same thing as you. I should have the same thing as the white man. But we're not equal. One race loves their people, the other race hates their people. And black people hate black people. And they fight me to not love the white man. Y'all fighting me because I don't want to love him. You ain't coming up here to get with me about black on black. You you ain't mentioned nothing about your counseling when I spoke to you. But you want to tell me about everybody got to be equal. And let me tell you something. That's how you know he's a slave.
I'm a slave.
Only slaves fight you to join the goddamn white man. Only slaves fight you. And then you know what? After I cut him in the Bible, he said Christ loved everybody. I showed him how Christ said he gonna kill. He said God don't hate. I showed him how God don't hate. Then he go back to his dream team and they come back and want to ask me who wrote the goddamn Bible. You should have never asked me a goddamn biblical question, and then when you get cut, now you want to question who wrote the Bible.
Not at all.
That is idiotic.
So who wrote
it
the
is
Bible?
idiotic and it is done. Let me don't touch him. Don't touch him. Don't touch him. Now, let me educate the simple.
We getting personal?
Let me educate. All I said was don't touch the Bible.
No, we getting personal.
Personal about what?
You don't call me the dream team. Who said I'm a fucking dream team?
Okay, all I said, did he not come to you when you came and asked about who was the Bible?
I'm just curious.
Okay, you can talk to me however you want. I'm not emotional. I'm not. Don't be emotional. Don't be emotional. You telling me I got to love the white man? That's worse than saying fuck you. Excuse my language.
I'm not telling you about the white man. I'm not telling you about the
You
white man.
telling me that I can't hate him? So if I can't hate him, what's the opposite of hate? The opposite of hate is love. The opposite of hate is love. So don't tell me I got to love him.
Accountable for our own people. And at the end of the day,
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so if I'm saying be accountable, you know how you be accountable? One second.
If black people selling black people the same drugs, so
Thank you. So now,
you don't blame somebody else.
yes, you do.
No, accountability. You got
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Let me ask you something.
Define accountability.
1 second.
No, 1 second.
When I say 1 second, I'm going to answer your question. I'm just saying 1 second. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I just said? I said I'm going to answer your question. Just wait 1 second. The brother first said that I can't blame another nation for drugs. Accountability is being responsible for your own actions. Now, but don't act like slavery. 1 second. Give me black image in the minds of whites, please. Give me black image in the minds of whites. Y'all don't understand psychology. That's the problem. Y'all don't understand the psychological damage that have been done to black people. Y'all act like we just been a nation that's been free. How do you take a nation that was oppressed for 400 years and then you set them free? Now, I'm going to give you an example. Everybody knows about World War II, right? World War II is about Hitler was oppressing the Jewish man, right? And so because they was oppressing the Jewish man, the whole world went to war with Germany because they felt it was wrong. Now after they won the World War and they defeated Hitler and they defeated Germany, what did they do for those Jewish people? They took them, no they did, they took them out of Germany and divided Palestine in half and put them Jewish people in the land of Israel. You know why? Because they knew that the only way that they could get out of their condition is to be away from the one that was oppressing them. Now, you fast forward to our slavery, right? No sweat. You fast forward to our slavery. Now, we was in slavery for 400 years. Here come Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves. Now, what did he do for black people so that they wouldn't feel oppressed no more? Just somebody said, no, he didn't do nothing. When black people got free, you know what they said? Imagine if I was the slave owner. If I was the slave owner and y'all was my slaves. After slavery was over, I just said, all right, y'all slave over, go do what y'all want to do. Now, if y'all ain't got no way to go, you know what y'all gonna say? We gonna stay right here. We gonna stay right here and work for you. That's how you became your sharecroppers of today. Of back then, to where you still was a slave, but the white man gave you a little trinket for your slavery. Now, did it stop them from hanging black people? No. Did it stop them from murdering black people? No. It didn't stop them from doing none of those things because it's always been about our destruction. And now, black people tried to fight. So then after slavery, 40 years after slavery, we established our own black cities, not just Black Wall Street. You had cities in Atlanta like Rosewood, an all-black city. You had cities in D.C., an all-black city. Cities in Chicago. There was tons of black cities that survived. Now, the white man come and destroy that. They say that there was never no air attacks in America. But that's a lie. Because when they destroyed Black Wall Street, they launched grenades and dropped them on black people in Black Wall Street. So now, look at the psychological damage that does to black people. We have to stop being individuals. Let me tell you something. I don't get killed. I don't have no problems in my life at all. But I'm not selfish enough to be satisfied with how I am. I come out here and risk my life so that black people can be just like me. That they can serve a real Christ, real black man by the name of Jesus Christ, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, because I'm not an individual. When the white man wants to hunt black people, when black people commit a crime, they don't say, I'm looking for the cat in the orange jacket. They say, I'm looking for every nigga in Harlem. That's what they say. And we not individuals in this society, y'all. Stop that. That is a slave mentality. Now, let me finish educating you. So now, you take the drug epidemic. Before civil rights, white man couldn't flood us with no damn drugs. White people couldn't put them drugs in our neighborhood. We wasn't killing each other. Now, look at who we made our daddy. You know who we made our daddy? The so-called white man. So now, how did the white man establish America? Through bloodshed, through murder, through lynchings, through hanging. And he said, you cannot stop a man getting what he wants to get. So now when a black man wants to do it the same way the white man did it, instead of doing it the way a brother should do it, he does it the same exact way. He kills too. That is a learned behavior. The black man in America learned how to kill from the so-called white man. Now, this is how you stop. This is how you stop. Now, you have to present solutions. You got Jeremiah 2 and 14?
Papa, you dealing with
1 second.
He wants to know history. Bring him in.
No sweat.
You know tonight.
No sweat. Give me Jeremiah 2 and 14. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant?
This is a question the Lord is asking every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Are we a servant? We was not put on this planet to serve the so-called white man, to be his tool, to be his method. We joined his military to kill other people, but can't wonder why he won't stop killing us. We take his drugs and kill each other. Ain't no drug dealers on the corners in the suburbs. They're just not. But drug dealers are on every corner in the ghetto, and we are specifically targeted. And you got sellout niggas that would rather kill their own than uplift their own. That's the problem. Because we would rather get rich with the white man instead of struggle with a brother so that we can all survive. We should not be like the so-called white man. Read on.
Is he a homeborn slave?
Are we homeborn slaves? Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1. Are we homeborn slaves? No, we're not. But in America, we are made to be homeborn slaves. Black people can't even remember slavery in America. When you think about 9/11, they tell you, we will not forget. Don't forget 9/11. That so-called Jewish man, that hook-nosed bastard that talks about the Holocaust, when they wanted to be blacks, they should have been burned in the oven. They never forget the Holocaust. But when you bring up slavery, they say, let the past be the past. That rapper Common just said, we don't want to fight against the white man no more. We want to extend a hand of love. How much love we going to give this bastard?
That's right.
When you think about Martin Luther King's dream, Martin Luther King's dream was non-violent. Anybody ever seen that movie Selma? That movie Selma, one of the disgusting movies I've ever seen in my life. The scene in the movie, Martin Luther King goes into the white hotel when he could have went to the black hotel. He could have went to the black store. He goes into the white hotel. The white guy sees Martin Luther King and says, hey, Martin. Martin goes and walks up to him. The white man punches him right in the jaw. And Martin says, it's all right. It's all right. That's what he says. That's what he put in us. What he put in us was to get your back beat and say, I still love you, white man. I still love you, white man. I still love you, white man. Jesus Christ did not do that. That's a lie too. Jesus Christ did not let nobody punch him in the damn face. Jesus Christ matter of fact, Jesus Christ beat them out the temple. He beat them out the temple with whips because they was making his house, the Lord's house, into a whorehouse, like the Christian church do today. Creflo Dollar right now talking about he won $300 from all his church members, so he gonna get a G650 airplane. Are you kidding me? Christ would beat the hell out of Creflo Dollar today too. Christ was not soft. The scriptures say Christ was an austere man. That he had white woolly hair with red eyes and was darker than this board right here. That's what the scriptures say about him. And it say when he come back, he coming with a sword. He ain't coming to give out cookies and milk. He ain't coming to give out cream and sandwiches and stuff like that. He coming out to kill. Now what we gonna do? What we have to decide to do is that getting high is not the solution. Joining the white man, like, listen, if y'all want to prove me wrong, just give me what remedy we have had by joining the white man that has actually worked. Just give me that. At least on the premise y'all should say, well, let's try it your way. And when I say separate from him, I don't mean to quit your job. That ain't what I mean. The Chinese man don't quit his job, and he in America, but he builds up Chinatown. The Jewish man, he comes in here, he comes to Harlem, make his money, and he go back with his people. So why can't we make our money and give it to our people? When y'all get y'all tax return, y'all going right to the white store. Y'all going right to the white store and oppress people. So oppressed people don't know no way out. So I'm never going to excuse a drug dealer or somebody in the Christian church, even them brothers right there. I'm not going to, it's not their fault. Because they're just an oppressed people and they have a slave mentality. The problem is we have to lose that slave mentality and learn how to love each other. And without this book, we will never understand that. Give me Romans the 13th chapter is high time. I don't need that book. Tell me where Romans, where it says it's high time, Romans 13, I believe. Get that for me. The Bible is the only solution that's actually going to fix the condition of black people. Because it's the only book that actually talks about us. How many know that our slavery is in the said? When you read Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, the first 14 verses are about the blessings that the children of Israel would get if they served them. And the first one was, we will be above every nation on the face of the planet. Now, when we break those commandments, then come the curses. So now here it says, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, what does the word Egypt mean? Does anybody know what the word Egypt means?
Egypt is a Greek word that is a...
It means bondage. The word Egypt means bondage. The real word Egypt, the real land of Egypt is called Mizraim or Matazarium in the Hebrew. That's not the real name. The Greeks called it Egypt. So now, when it said that sheep, excuse me, read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now it said the Lord shall bring us into Egypt again with ships. How did we get here in America? Did we get here in America? Let me tell you something. When y'all understand this, 99 million black people died just in the trek to get here from Africa to America. Now let me tell you how that can happen. When they line them up in that, where that True Holocaust shirt at? Somebody grab me a True Holocaust shirt real fast. When we came over here in slavery, look at the shirt this brother got on. Y'all see this shirt? Y'all take a good look at this shirt. These is how they used to line us up in that boat to get us over here in slavery. So now, imagine when you had to go to the bathroom. Where was you going? Right on that boat next to your brother. Whether you took a piss or whether you took a shit. Excuse my language. Now, imagine the women on that boat that go through their menstrual cycle. It took a year and a half to get over here from America. So when they bleeding, that blood is going right next to their brother in there. So now imagine that stench that comes up. So now you got brothers and sisters throwing up in the barrels of the ship. And now that's how 99 million black people die in the transatlantic slave trade. But we'll celebrate the 4th of July.
That's right.
But when the rockets red glare, we was on the bows of the ship coming over here to get our backs beat. That's how you know this is us. The most tragic event that happened to the black people is the very proof of who we are according to this Bible. And that's the solution for us in this Bible. Because we left the law, statutes, and commandments that would have kept us safe. The first two, the law, Christ said that the law hinged on two things. To love thy God with all thy might, thy soul, and strength, and to love thy brother as thyself. If we loved our brother as thyself, we wouldn't sell him drugs. We wouldn't sleep with his woman. We wouldn't abort no babies. We wouldn't do those things. But the problem is, because we follow the philosophies of the so-called white man that's been embedded into our brain, that's what Christianity does. What does the Christian church tell you? The Christian church tells you that the laws are done away with. So there is no law of God according to the Christian church. That's what the Christian church teaches you. But if you follow the Most High, you will do it. Give me Romans 13 and 11. Give me Romans 13 and 11. Read Romans 13 and 11. Go ahead.
Come on.
We adults here. We adults here. If I sell you drugs, if I fuck your wife,
that's now. It is high time.
The Bible said that knowing that now that the time is high time. Let me give you an example. What justice did Eric Gardner get? Eric Gardner was choked out on video by the cops. Now what justice did he get? None. Mike Brown was killed for jaywalking. Mike Brown was killed for jaywalking. Keep that, make that sink in your brain. He wasn't killed because he was doing something wrong. He was killed because he jaywalked and the cop shot him. Now, what justice did he get? None. Akai Gurley, they did at least get the indictment for Akai Gurley, but I guarantee you, he won't get no justice either. The scriptures say, now it is high time, read.
Now, it is high time to wake out of sleep.
It says now it is high time to wake out of sleep. Now what does that sleep mean? Because we all woke right now. We all woke, we all listening, we all hearing. But if you are doing something against the laws of God, then you are asleep. So if you decide to go smoke that weed, you sleep. You decide to go smoke that cigarette, you sleep. You decide to go sleep with another man's woman, knowing she got a man, you are asleep. You abort your babies, you are asleep. You go into that Christian church on Sunday, you sleep. You go into that Muslim mosque, you sleep. That's what we got to wake up out of, because those things are killing us. The number 2 religions that black people follow is either Christianity or Islam. And the Lord said that we would serve wood and stone. What is the wood? That Christian cross that everybody wears. Y'all going right to Best Buy or Target or whatever and spend all your income tax money there, instead of putting that money in your neighborhood. Harlem used to be black, you know. You didn't have the Starbucks and Cohen's and all that other nonsense running around here, and white people wasn't really allowed to walk through our city.
Back in the 80s.
I said this early. I was young when we used to see a white boy walking through our neighborhood. That was his ass. Excuse my language. Straight like that. Because we didn't allow them to come in here. But now they look at you like you the stranger. They look at you like you the devil when they the goddamn devil. And we have to lose that slave mentality that we have. Read Zephaniah 2 and 14. Show me in the Bible where Christ don't hate. Give me Luke 19 and 27. I'm going to show you where Christ said he's going to kill his enemies.
Really?
Yeah, I'm about to show you. Give me Luke 19 and 27.
Christ don't
Let me tell you something. If Christ didn't have no enemies, why they kill him?
That's right.
Why they kill? Did they kill? Listen, they didn't kill Christ because they loved him. They killed Christ because they hated him. They killed Christ because he wanted to remove the Pharisees and Sadducees out their seat. So you telling me he ain't had no enemies? That they killed them for no reason? Luke 19 and 27. You said to show you. Luke 19 and 27. Read it for me, y'all.
St. Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those, mine enemies.
My what?
Mine enemies.
Christ said he had enemies because he knew there was those that hated him. He said, but those mine enemies, read,
Which would not that I should reign over them.
that didn't want Christ to rule over them. He said, those my enemies that would not that Christ should rule over, read,
Bring hither.
bring them here. Meaning line them up right here, read,
And slay them.
and do what?
Slay them.
And do what?
And slay them.
Not only did he recognize enemies, he said, bring them here so I could slay them. To slay somebody is to kill them. Don't tell me that Christ was all love. God is not all love. And when Christ said, turn the other cheek, you know what he's talking about? What? Black on black crime. He was talking to the Jews of that time. Stop. Let me answer the question. That's correct. He was only talking to the Jews, and the Jews are black people. The Jews ain't white people. Jeremiah 14 and 2. I'll show that to you in the Bible too. The Jews are black people, and you know what black people was doing back then? Was oppressing each other. The scribes and Pharisees. Thank you. So now, when we gonna stop? When we gonna stop? When you gonna do something about it to stop? When you gonna do something about it? When you gonna do something about it?
Do something about it now.
When? Okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm asking you. You said you're gonna do something now.
I'm in my community, brother.
How?
I'm a mentor
How?
in my community.
No sweat. But what alternative, what lifestyle or culture are you giving them? Are you giving?
I'm educating the youth. I'm
Educating them with what? With what?
The way to live, brother.
According to America, then, right?
Absolutely.
Now, what I'm talking about is according to the Bible. We're not going to survive in America living according to America. We're going to survive according to what God said. America says you can be a faggot. That's what America says. So now, is that okay? Who said to kill white people? Why are you lying on me? I never said to kill white people.
No.
You just said by killing white people. When did I say that? When did I say that? Donkey. So don't say I said that. Don't try to be. Let me tell you what happened with brothers. Let me help brothers out. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. Everybody should understand that first. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake.
What you doing this?
You said by killing white people. Why did that even come up?
No, what you're doing is you're making it say like it's okay to hate white people.
It is okay to hate white people. God hates white people. Give me Romans 9 and 13. I'll show you in the Bible. Matter of fact, and give me Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter and the 7th verse. Nobody can love every guy. Black people gotta love everything. Did the white man love Osama bin Laden? Did he turn the other cheek? Did the white man, listen to my question. Listen to my question. Did the white man turn the other cheek with Osama bin Laden? Because you said we can't hate. You said we can't hate the white man.
Why are you making a white man like what's the word I'm looking for? Benchmark. Okay to hate.
I'm not making no man a benchmark. I'm using him as an example. I'm using him as an example. Why you can't just answer my question? Okay, did the Arab man forgive the white man for invading Iraq?
Hell no.
Did he forgive him? Now, I'm not talking about the white man now. Now, does he forgive him? The Arab man right now strapped bombs on his neck, on his back. You know why? Because there's a nation oppressing him, and you can't love that bastard. The white man said they never gonna forget what Osama did. Thank you. So now, why should I forgive the white man? Why should I forgive him? What has he done to deserve my forgiveness? What has he done? What has he done? Now there ain't no white man. That is retarded. Romans 9 and 13, read.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written.
This is written in the Old Testament. We're going to find out who the so-called white man is biblically. When you go to the Bible, every nation is named in the Bible. Just like this is the children of Israel, the white man's original name was Esau, or the children of Esau. And this is what God said about Esau. Read.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob what?
Jacob have I loved.
God loves Jacob, the 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He loves